Oh, yes. Just looking at this August 20th, 2018 New Yorker. Right. Russia's most wanted. Oh. How is Russia? I've been friending a lot of those in the Orthodox Church, thinking that they might be praying for me considering my rights are being violated. Some people had said that, well, actually, I had said I want to be a saint, but not one of these canonized saints, like to be holy one day. Pooh. That reminds me of that 1,000 years. I'll have to get the Bible out. Now, there were a few billionaires in Russia, the oligarchs. Did you buy yourself a place in London's financial district? I know Putin's the president and I wouldn't want to bother him, but could you get me every individual in Russia that has more than $3 million in assets? How is the Orthodox Church of the Ukraine and Russia? As I said, I really think that a woman that knows how to make a good casserole might be somewhat plain looking, but so attractive. Mm. Now, a lot of these Russians that have more than $3 million in assets, yes, somehow billionaires get around to wanting to talk about the different technologies they have. Could you call the Russians pooch? Well, let's say you're in the Russian military. You could be in the Air Force. Yes, isn't that right? Former four-star general of the United States Air Force, Schwartz. Or you could be in the Russian Navy. Pooch, you got yourself one of those little submarines. You're underneath the ocean someplace. Give me all the submersibles, pooch, of every and all billionaire that had to go down and see for himself the inflatable tits. Ooch, is Atlantis a real place? Ow. Ow, ow. I know the Russian Navy. When I think, well, I'm looking for the Bible. Just wait a second, okay? Is the Russian army doing anything right now? Because I'd just like to know where all the wealth of Russia is. Oh, here it is. Oh, oh, oh. It's all mangled up. Pooch. You would think that I should take better care of my Bible, but since I can't remember where I got it and I don't think I paid for it, I can buy another one of these for $1 in the United States, and quite often they give them to you if you ask them for one. But I just needed to know where the Russian billionaires are. Ooh, look at this. Envious, jealous, suspicious, full of zeal when used of God. Jealousy describes his anger against his unfaithful people, or zeal to protect his persecuted people. Wouldn't that be something if God was jealous for me as a persecuted American citizen that can't get any sheriff of the United States to enforce my clearly established rights as a citizen of this great nation? Nothing like a jealous God. Pooch. Isn't that right, Edwards? Somebody sitting in the back of a church right now starting to. There were some sinners in the hands of a jealous God. There's there there's nothing like really knowing God and having him be jealous over you. I'm one of these. Oh, that well, there was a guy named Jonathan Edwards, and he preached this sermon called "Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God." And when he would get behind the pulpit, he was really one of these prayer guys. People would get so scared of God that they start tearing up the hymnals. Now, I know you and the family would say that's a waste of a good hymnal. Isn't that right? But somewhere in here it talks about this 1,000 years that's supposed to. Well, did some billionaires try to pretend that the rapture was going to happen and they were going to use a super top secret? Uh, is there some guillotine someplace? Did you think you'd start? Uh-huh. Is there a mark that I'm not aware of? Hooch. Well, look at this. Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. It wouldn't be that the United States, upon her forehead was a name written. Well, what else did you write on the forehead? Did you sew in right here? Ooch. I just can't see it. Oh, is there some place in the front of the actual brain of each and every individual that you thought you'd give us all dementia? Oh, we wouldn't remember exactly what our rights are. Pooch. There's not a billionaire that has designed a technology. Why don't you tell me what's in the front of the brain? A lobotomy? Ooch. You thought you'd just do one of those technological sew-ins, but now I know. Ooch. How do you lobotomize a person using technology, a technology that can't be seen? Harlot, oh, the abomination. Oh. Now it seems that the dogs, yes, they really have this big problem with this whole concept of the enforcement of the laws. They really are abominations, aren't they? Come to find out, Mike, you've been fucking the abominations of the United States of America. Ooh, did I upset somebody that decided to make clones or dogfish twins? Oh, well, what'd you do? You decided to use technology to give people lobotomies. Deceiveth them. Oh, now he that leadeth into captivity. Oh, Revelation 13:9. Oh, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. I want him to be one of those, the saints that they talk about in Revelation. I've been very patient for the last 7 years and 3 months. And he beheld another beast coming out of the earth. He had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. How's this going with that sensory deprivation where you've been putting your dog in the dunk tank and leaving him there for 4 or 5 days? The abominations of the earth. Has the military been noticing? Yes. Oh my gosh, there's nothing stimulating their nerve endings or their minds. You remove all nerve ending stimulation, pooch. They begin to crawl into the primordial prehistoric place in their minds. And then all of a sudden, what do we see? Abominations of the earth. See, you're come to find out way. It's an abomination. Your prehistoric mind, your technology that's been used. See, when I describe to you what it's probably like, some of these things have been around for thousands, could be tens of thousands, might be millions of years. Ooch. Mr. Three-Fingered Slime, the eye of the moron eye. Ooch. Well, why don't we put the slime in the sensory dip? Well, let's see how their nerve endings work. Now, he exercises all power. First beast before him calls the earth, and then the do. We're all going to worship the beast. Pooch, fish family members. Come to find out, are we going to worship? Well, why don't you call the Mormons? Get me the three-fingered slime. Pooch. It's time for the dunk tank. I'm sorry, Angel Moroni. You're an abomination.